Working from home, the great debate. We've got some facts to share with you. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning.
Good morning. This will get any dinner table with friends spiced up, this topic.
It will. Also, just before we get to the episode, guys, I have to tell you, I've been drinking sparkling water recently. I've been really enjoying it.
You're becoming refined, Billy.
Maybe. But yeah, you're right. This is a conversation starter, just like sparkling water versus non-sparkling water. It's a good debate.
How are you affording all this sparkling water? Isn't it expensive?
Yeah, I just work in the best real estate office in Australia.
Yes. Fire away straight into the center and core of this topic that everyone's so passionate about.
Well, we are having the T.W.A.T talk this morning, as Luke said. The T.W.A.T talk is the work from home debate. It is the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday people that are working from home and arguably saying that it's more productive. So we're going to have the conversation this morning and also find out what does placemaking mean, because I'd never heard of that term this morning.
It's big. A lot of money's being invested in it. We're going to talk about that as well. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, interesting topic that people have been brought to work on those 3 days and allowed to be productive from home on Monday and Friday. People are loving it, of a sort. Some people, the majority are loving it. The minority are saying this is rubbish.
Yeah. And then I guess that flows on to what's more productive. And before we get into the numbers, here's what I'm thinking. If the stats were really that bad, employers would not have let it carried on, I don't think. So there's got to be some good in it. It depends on which side of the fence you sit on, but there's got to be some good in it. Whether it's results or whether it's just employment, love for the job, love for the setup.
Well, a lot of the top companies in the city have now said mandatory. You've got to be in 3 days a week. No, not one, not two, but three. So that's starting to wind up that the pressure's on to get those guys back. Something that I feel really, really passionate about that people don't generally like to hear is that I think bringing up the younger generation is not as effective. I think it's almost like remote learning when you're trying to bring up young guys through the ranks and you're trying to get that that whole ethos, teachings, hand on the steering wheel thing going, and you're doing that two out of 5 less than what you normally would. So people like yourself, Billy, working with people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, you've got less training. So that's I think to be truly effective, it's you can get shit done sitting down, and you can get shit done standing up. You're always going to be more productive when you're standing up. Yes, you do like to work when you're sitting down, and it is lovely. But when you really want to get shit done, you stand up. If you're standing up, and what I mean by that is it just changes your whole psyche, like work from home or like going to work.
And sitting in a room of people that are all doing the same task. Some have got experience, some have got their own way of doing things. There's no doubt about it. Definitely rubs off on you, so
big time.
It's funny.
Well,
It's funny.
I think Billy, you're a good example. What are you, 20?
Yeah.
So I think practically, could you say that if you had that, if you didn't have your teachers around you as much, you would have still learnt, but not as fast. So I think bringing up the new generation, I think there's a necessity there. The TWAT is not sustainable forever, but definitely acceptable.
Yeah, definitely depends on I think what you're doing. But moving on to the numbers is what interested me this morning. I got an American report that interviewed about 16,000 people. On average, those who work from home spend 10 minutes less a day being unproductive, work one more day a week, and are 47% more productive in total.
That's big.
Very big. Second bullet point, performance can increase up to 13% by working from home. Working remotely can increase productivity up to 77%. I think what they're getting at is the amount of time people are spending getting back from work. They're just saying, the productivity can be shifted elsewhere, getting straight on the laptop.
I read something different. I read isolation. I think when isolating yourself, it sometimes can allow you to do a little bit more in that singular task. But I think in that overall dream and overall goal and an overall way and direction that you're going, it could be a little like a single barrel. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just
no distractions.
It's not a holistic teamwork. No distractions. And I think if you in an office, if you actually put yourself in an isolated room and work, you would be super effective as well. But I think that collaboration we shouldn't underestimate. Now, in order to counteract TWATs, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the commercial industry and employers have embraced and invested a huge amount in intellectual property into place making. There's departments, there's teams, in the real estate industry, they're employing entire teams for place making. Do you want to explain that? What is, Billy, the technical term?
Oh, I'm going to have to quote it.
Quote it.
Because I only learned this term this morning. Placemaking in commercial property refers to the process of creating attractive and functional public spaces that can enhance the overall value and appeal of commercial developing. It involves designing and developing spaces that are welcoming, accessible, safe, and encourage people to workshop or socialize. I've got more. The goal of placemaking is to create an environment that meets the needs of people who use it, while also providing a sense of identity and character that makes the property unique and memorable. This is achieved through a variety of strategies such as landscaping, public art, pedestrian friendly, by investing in placemaking. Commercial property owners and owners can attract more tenants, customers, and foot traffic. So there you go.
Place making is the word for 2023 that is attracting employees back into their offices, and people are investing a hell of a lot of money in these environments. It's a bit like candy to kids.
Yeah, got to lure them in.
You got to lure them in. So it's that luring effect that placemaking is doing. So keep an eye out, guys, if you're seeing examples of placemaking when you're going into the city. They are popping up in all workplaces. As a matter of fact, if you're in commercial and you are offering C or D grade office space, you are in big trouble. If you are offering A grade office space, people are giving up their C and D grade office space for the A grade. They only need half but they need placemaking opportunities or presence. So there's actually good rates being paid in the city for commercial properties, but they got to be sexy.
Yeah. And I think Luke's nailed it. Like, isolation is an issue for humans, private connections. That placemaking, that's something you can't get at home. So it makes sense why these corporations are investing into this.
And look, I think also a big thing is mental health. We just know that isolation is not good for mental health. We just know to be around friends, families, crew, or just people in general is a much healthier mind and way of life. And if you said you were doing that 25 hours a week or 40 hours a week, in terms of mental health, not too much. You don't want 100, but certainly the more the merrier when it comes to mental health, I reckon, with twats.
So that's that's the debate. Are you a twat? And what was placemaking? Well, hope we've helped you this morning.
How do you reckon? You really don't know any different, your generation?
No, but I got a taste for working from home with school, and I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
So
how did that work? What do you mean working from home from school, like studying for the HSC?
Yeah, our year 12 was a little bit at home, and I hated it. It was so boring. It was like, imagine, when you do your 1 or 2 hours of homework, you get home from school and you have to go do that. Imagine doing that for 8 hours a day. It was torture. The only good thing was I was near the fridge all the time, so I could always have some food.
Oh, I'd have to be putting on some weight. But what's really interesting is if you were told in year 9 you had the opportunity to do that, you'd say yes.
Probably.
And then when it's forced on you, you're like,
Yeah, probably. True. Very true.
Guys and girls, there's some of the facts on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday twats. There's some of the facts on place making, the whole work from home thing. I think one thing, we've taken that corporate side or that corporate view on it. Something to go out on, to think about, is I actually think families and kids could be better from it. Nurturing your kids, nurturing your family when you are working from home, when you are not traveling. I think some families could actually be better off, more harmonious from that side of things. Pretty interesting.
That's the show.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Billy, what's on the agenda for today?
We've actually got open homes. We don't usually do open homes on Tuesdays, but they've been moved from Wednesday to Tuesday to cater a conference in the city. So stay tuned. There'll be stuff on that on Wednesday on the socials. But yeah, today's a busy day of opens. Running around, helping out. Yeah.
Boom. All right, mate. Take care. See you, everyone.
See ya. Thanks, mate.
Bye.